Is that it? Are we starting? Period.
We're starting off with a bang. Welcome back, Powerful Mind, for season 2. Let's go. All right, guys, I missed you so much. We've been working on so many things, and now we're back. We're better than ever, baby. So listen, here's what's going on. My first guest for season 2, which first woman for season 2 and Powerful Mind ever, we have Meighan.
It's me.
And cue the intro music.
Powerful Mind.
Wrapping back to what we were actually talking about before, you yawning when you're nervous. I've actually never seen that before.
Yeah, it's happened a while. It's happened for quite a while.
When did you notice it?
Do you want me to be honest?
Yeah.
When I was altar serving at my Catholic church.
What?
I would be like helping serve like the priest and everything. And like you have to be like on the altar, and so like you're in front of everybody.
Yeah.
And I would always I never realized that the entire mass that I would yawn the entire time. And then I started to learn that it was like a nerve thing, and I noticed that every time that I would get nervous, I would start to like yawn consistently. Like I don't know why, but
dude, yeah, no, you've
autism.
you've yawned like 5 times.
Yeah.
She's reading for 10 minutes. Every 2 minutes, it's just a yawn. And it's funny because like you pointed it out. I didn't even point it out. You're like, sorry,
No,
I'm
it's
not
just like
actually tired.
Yeah, it's just a habit now. And I feel rude because I'm like, oh my God, like I'm yawning in front of people, and they're like, that's rude. And I'm like, no, actually,
I'm
it's
autistic.
a disorder. Actually, it's a disorder. Sorry.
Just a little autistic. It's fine. Everything's fine. No,
Gotta have a little spice to everything.
little spice, everything nice. The way that Meighan and I kind of connected. First of all, shout out. She's the first woman I'm interviewing on Powerful Mind.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes, so I definitely think that you are a perfect candidate because Powerful Mind, like one of the base ideas of it is community and bringing in like all these creators who are at all different stages of their, journey together to support each other. And you are home based in Port Charlotte, right?
Yep, I am.
Home based
Straight
in Port
out of
Charlotte. Port Charlotte, Florida. Yep. But I think it's super important to highlight that because it's like we're alongside so many people who feel like they can't go anywhere or do anything because we're from this area.
Yeah.
But you really said, nah, that's not the case at all.
Yeah.
So
Goosebumps.
highlight, oh my God.
Sorry.
I just want to highlight some of the things that you've done with your career as of late that really caught my eye, that made me be like, she's definitely a perfect candidate for this. So start from like where you started with modeling. Yeah. Where you started and like where you're currently doing modeling wise.
Okay, so now I'm 27.
Okay.
Which is, baby, my back's hurting. But I started when I was 21, 20. I went to college in New York City. I moved out of this town when I was 19. Super shell-shocking, like coming from this small town and everything. And then I did makeup for a living. I went to a whole school that was like strictly like 3D makeup, like prosthetics, like
big, like
super
movie
big.
prosthetics.
Yeah, like not
and
just
everything.
like cosmetology school. Like I went full in. Like I was like, oh, if I'm gonna dive, I'm gonna like dive
deep, baby.
Yeah, deep. So and when I was in the makeup world, which I love makeup, I'm very good at makeup. Like I truly love it. It's a hobby of mine. But growing up, I've always watched like America's Next Top Model. Who doesn't?
Yeah.
Like what woman doesn't watch that and pretend like you're smizing at the mirror?
The smizing is a key token term.
Yeah, like
speaking to the women community.
Exactly.
Right now. Everybody
Smize,
knows
baby.
what that means.
If you don't, you live under a rock.
Right. Do you guys know what that means?
A big rock.
Smize.
Smize.
All the guys in the room said no.
Smize is smiling with your eyes.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. My bad, Kirby.
No.
Kirby.
He knew.
I'm out the game.
Yeah.
Smize, yeah.
So it's like basically smiling with your eyes. And like watching like America's Next Top Model, like it was such a thing. But like all the girls on America's Next Top Model were always skinny. Yeah. So like I really never gave it another thought in my mind. Like it was something I wanted to do, but like if I wasn't a size 2, like I wasn't gonna be able to do it. And all my life I grew up like I was not even close to a size 2.
Yeah, no.
Like
never in my dreams.
That's a whole
be a size 2.
Yeah, no. That's a whole nother thing to get into.
Yeah.
But when I was in makeup school, I definitely was like doing makeup on like models and stuff, and I like would always ask them like, oh, like, you know, what agency do you work for? Like, you know, what do you do? Like, how is it and everything? And at that time, I think it was like 2018, curvy bodies were just starting to become like a bigger thing in the industry of like modeling. And so I was like, you know what, like when I got home from school, I was just like kind of looked at my mom, I was like, by the way, I was like, I'm gonna put a hold on makeup because modeling is going to skyrocket with like the curvy body community. And I feel like if I don't jump on this bandwagon when it's going up the hill, I'm not going to be able to like pretty much do it.
And that is so important. Yeah. Like being able to recognize, and I was actually just talking to Gerby, was just saying this just now, earlier, that when you can recognize in the field that you want to go to or the field that you're currently in, when there is going to be a shift in change with something new, like the easiest example is like the pandemic, how it shifted a lot of things, like the music industry, just social media in general, with TikTok, like, you know what I'm saying? So recognizing that and capitalizing on it is,
So the reason I like thought about it like that too was also like with makeup, being that it was 2018, makeup was on the rise in like 2016. And like, even though I tried to jump on it, like I did, but I just was like kind of offbeat for a second. Okay. So like with modeling and like this is something that like my passion is. Like this is like everything. That's why I put so much into it. Right. So I ended up just basically like jumping on the bandwagon of like doing modeling, and I was like not bandwagon, but like jumping on the wagon to do modeling. And I kind of just like full force like put everything into it. I put makeup on hold. Like at one point I didn't have a job. I was like nannying. At another point I was working at a doctor's office part-time, just like literally trying to get myself through. Do everything that you can. Yeah. Which makes sense.
So out here, so you started at home modeling first, right? Okay, so like what was your first person that you went to or thing that you did to kind of like start taking pictures for the first time?
I had my own camera, so like I would take pictures at home. Like I'd have my friends go to like the beach with me and take pictures. Right. And then I met Savvy. And I decided to do a shoot with Savvy, which was an indoor studio shoot, like super like in his house, like just like the papers and everything. And like that was like my first like somewhat studio shoot. Okay. And from there on, I just kind of like had to build myself by like shooting with like other photographers in the area, like, you know, just shooting by myself mainly. It was like pretty much just like setting up my tripod and just like shooting me. Yeah. That like was what kind of like really got me going, and just posting and being present on social media. Being consistent and present on social media really like has helped me a lot.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Because it's like nowadays it's like your portfolio.
Yeah.
Quite literally. Especially if you're trying to do anything creative, people will be like, okay, so what's your Instagram handle?
Well, even when I go when I go on castings and like modeling jobs and stuff, like companies will look you up on Instagram. Like they ask for that. Like they make sure they like kind of like pair it with your actual portfolio and kind of just see your personality very much off of it too.
Right. Okay. So that makes sense. So then also talk a little bit about how what you did like money-wise, because it's not cheap to continue to do photo shoots with a bunch of photographers, right? Yeah. So like talk about that a little bit. Like what struggles did you experience with that, and what did you kind of do to kind of just get by and overcome that?
I mean, like money-wise, I lived off of like $500 a week every 2 weeks. So like I was like super like low on money. Like I said, I was only nannying at some points. You know, whatever money I did have, I put right back into it. And that goes still to this day. Like, whatever money I get from modeling, I put back into modeling. Because, like, you're not going to get anywhere without putting money into yourself. Like, putting yourself into, like, that. Investing in yourself. Thank you. Like, that's what I'm showing you.
You're like, there's a word for this.
I'm like, what's the word? Give it to me, please. I'm not doing
You literally just explained everything around it. You're like, just taking everything, putting it back, you're just putting it back.
Investing in yourself. Yes.
Yeah, and that's
the biggest thing.
That is the biggest thing. Especially, it doesn't even matter what field you're in. It doesn't matter what field you're in. Business is investing into yourself, and that's another key that I've also learned, even doing this process.
Yeah.
Is that you have to think of yourself as a business, right?
Yeah.
So when did that mindset shift happen for you? Where you're like, oh, I'm a business, and I need to function as such?
Oh, it took a while. It took a little bit. Yeah, because I still I just didn't, not that I didn't believe in myself, but I was just still kind of had that like nerve to it. So it took a while just to kind of okay, this is, I need to really, really focus on this. But every dime that I got, I was it went to food, and then it went to shoots. So it was it wasn't, and for me, putting money into cameras and lighting and photo shoots and outfits and all that stuff, I didn't really think of money. I kind of just bought it because at the end of the day, it'll come back around. What's meant to be will be.
Yeah, absolutely. So did you stay at home for a while to help with that?
Oh yeah, a while. I want to say up until the pandemic. So 2020, I kind of moved out onto my own, but that was just because I ended up getting COVID. And I got it so severely that I still have no sense of taste and smell. So that kind of yeah.
Wait. Wait, you still can't taste or smell anything?
No, and I have a problem with that came with COVID, with the sense of taste and smell not being there. It's called parosmia. So a lot of McDonald's and Burger King and fried food taste terrible to me.
I would unalive myself. So there's no way.
Even junk food tastes god awful to me.
It just tastes like grease, probably.
It tastes like grease. It tastes like oil. It tastes like chemicals. There's certain things that I can open up and I can just smell. And I can't smell it, but it just the aromas are
that is so
chemicals.
Unfortunate. Wow.
It's weird.
I feel so sorry.
Peanut butter is the worst. Peanut butter is the worst.
Way.
Peanut butter cups, peanut butter, everything.
Wow. That is wow. Well, that really, really sucks.
Yeah. No, it's okay.
Holy crap.
I'm living.
Right.
There's people that
I'm living. No, there's
people that have it way worse than me. So when people ask me about it and I talk about it, it's just it doesn't bother me as much anymore because I could have had it so much worse.
No,
I could have I'm very grateful.
And that's a really good mindset to have, especially not even just on that, but in life in general.
Oh yeah.
Especially with trying to do something that is out of your own pure will.
That's the only way I made it here, baby.
You fake it till you make it.
No, it's literally called, oh my gosh, my friend Ella Halika says it, delusional confidence.
Yeah, no. 100%.
Delusional confidence is literally how even shooting with Savvy, I didn't feel confident in myself, but delusional confidence where I was just I was
You're just faking it till you
I was oh no, I look good. I can look like a sack of potatoes. No, bitch, I look good.
Right, no, 100%.
I look good. And it was just literally delusional confidence.
The delusional gaslighting for yourself in a good way is
But that led into me being confident, and delusional confidence led into me getting noticed for being confident, and people were oh wow, she's really confident, and then that led into me being yeah, you know what, I am confident, yeah.
Or your plus size curvy modeling, correct?
Yeah, well that's been hard my whole life, just being curvy,
I can only that,
you know, growing up I was I think it started when I was in 4th grade. My parents divorced, and when I was 9, and I started gaining a lot of weight. I started eating it kind of just set into my depression was just food.
Right.
And I ended up having binge eating disorder, which I still suffer from, and I still have to kind of talk myself down off hills at times. You know, it doesn't ever go away. It just kind of subsides. So then growing up all my life, through middle school, and that was something, especially in the small town, was everyone was a bully.
It's bad.
If I wasn't perfect to them, it was just a problem.
Yeah.
So my weight was always an issue, always a challenge, between being called King Kong, Hulk Smash, Godzilla, the Kraken, girl, the words, the amount of, oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, King Kong. Hulk Smash was my favorite. Not my favorite. Not my favorite. Not my favorite. She's about to flip the table. But no, literally, they would literally be like Hulk smash, and they would like smash on the table or like any
Why does every time we have an episode, someone's trauma really comes out?
Oh, trauma, baby. But that's honestly like, but that's how I got here. And I'm so grateful for it. So all y'all bitches that called me King Kong, thank you. Sorry, they're not allowed to do that.
There we go. No, seriously. Because no, like, where are we at now? We're in Miami. We're in an agency. Like
yeah. Like so that's the thing is like that's why like when people ask me they're like, oh, like I'm like, do you like ever regret, like not regret, but like do you ever think about like how you were like bullied and stuff? Does that ever come back? And like it does, but like in such a positive way, because I'm so grateful. Sorry, the mic, I hit the mic. I'm so grateful to have been bullied, weirdly enough, because if I wasn't, I wouldn't be who I am today and where I am. I wouldn't love myself the way I do at such a young age. I wouldn't have, you know, so much like mindset between everything that is like in this world. Like I don't know, like I even like one of the dudes that like used to bully me really hard messaged me one time and he's like, yo, like I'm so sorry, like I feel so bad that I used to do that. And I was like, honestly, thank you. Thank you so much.
You really helped.
Because I'm a bad bitch now, so
exactly. So you know,
but
you just built me up in a weird way.
That's the delusional confidence speaking still.
It's just taking that trauma and really just trying to flip it.
Yeah.
Guys, listen, today's episode is sponsored by Bashman Event Center located in Port Charlotte, Florida. Use them for all of your event center needs, including weddings, networking events, corporate events, birthday parties, anything you can imagine. They have so many different things to rent out, including like a 360 camera, throne chairs. They have a portable bar. The list goes on, but they're super, super dope. They're family owned, amazing, beautiful family, hardworking. Definitely come out, support them. Again, Bashman Event Center located in Port Charlotte, Florida. Thank you, Bashman. No, the good. But so what agency are you with now? Like what brought you to that agency? You've been doing some dope opportunities. I've been peeping.
Thanks.
I've been peeping. So I want you to talk about all of that.
So that's a like big thing about social media. Like, you know, it's about getting out there and being, that's why I said consistency is a big thing, which I need to listen to myself sometimes. Consistency is a big thing because of how consistent I was. My mother agent was able to find me off of a shoot that I shot with one of her girls.
Okay.
And so I shot with a friend out in Orlando for her clothing company who ended up partnering up with a few girls around this like state of Florida. And one of the girls was signed to a mother agent down in Miami. Okay. She had posted a few pictures of us and the mother agent had seen and was like, oh. And so she was watching my Instagram for a while and then she finally messaged me and she was like, hey, like, you know, I'm with Dollhouse. Like I would really love to like reach out with you. Let's have a Zoom call and everything. And that was kind of like the start of where I was like, okay, like this is for real. Like I was
so exciting.
Yeah, like and it took so long. Like it's been like 5 years. It's been 5 years and I finally got like truly signed. Like I'm signed to a mother agent and then I'm signed to a booking agent. So it's two different things.
Right.
It's been 3 years that I've been signed to my mother agent and then a year now in March that I've been signed to my booking agent. But it takes time. Like it takes so much, like it takes time. Like if you're like time is with the essence, so like it's better for the time. Like I'm happy that it took time and it wasn't just handed to me because I appreciate it so much more.
Oh yeah.
And even like the little things I appreciate 10 times more because like I wouldn't have had the opportunity.
Oh yeah, no, 100%, yeah. And that's like a huge theme that I always say is you have to trust the process.
100%.
It's not going to be easy. It's like even with this, you know what I'm saying? This was a struggle. Like this has been, Powerful Mind has been my baby for 4 years.
That's how I am
ever since 2020. Like for 4 years, I've had this in my brain. I've been like cooking it up. I've been trying to make it happen. Made it happen. Learned a lot. You know, you mess up along the way. You find out things you don't like and things that you do like, and you try to make it better. It's life freaking happens. Tell me about it. Like where you have to take a break, recollect, and then get back at it. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
So, what has been like the biggest or like one of your favorite opportunities or shoots that you've gotten to do? I saw a really cool one with like you were getting your makeup done, you were like wearing black really, and it was just like more of a headshot.
Yeah.
But that looked really super cool.
So like my first jobs were like modeling for a like a prom dress company, a homecoming company. After I got signed last year, which is my booking agency. So I have a mother agency and a booking agency, and with the mother agency, she helps me get signed to multiple different agencies, and then my booking agents help me get signed to casting jobs, to like booking jobs. Okay. So once I got signed last year, I did like my first test shoot, and then I booked with a dress company, and then I shot e-com for Spirit Halloween to see if they liked me. Okay. And
what
then
is e-com?
E-com, so basically it's just like the internet. So like you know how like when you look up like Fashion Nova and like you're like looking at them wearing the like actual clothes.
Yeah, so you did that for Spirit Halloween.
For Spirit Halloween. Okay, and then that kind of gives them an idea if they want to put you on the cover of their costumes and stuff. Okay. But I think like out of all like the jobs, my like biggest one that I'm really, really proud of right now is I have a
nationwide
on your side a national commercial for Weight Watchers that I got casted for.
No way.
Yeah. So I've had family in LA seeing it. I've had family in Philadelphia, New York, like my family here in Florida. Like it's like all over like. So that was pretty cool.
That's so cool.
Yeah, for a huge company.
Right.
Weight Watchers
that
is like huge.
That's like everybody knows Weight Watchers.
Yeah, my grandma used to use Weight Watchers, so like it was huge. So like when I booked it, it was a big job too. Like so I cried in the middle of TJ Maxx.
Oh no, I mean I think I would too. I think I really would too. What was your experience doing that on the bigger scale? Like what is their production like? You know, like obviously to speak to what you can speak to. Yeah. You know, what was that experience working with the bigger company basically?
It was definitely like interesting because I had a fitting a few days before, and like I drive to Miami for all this, so like I'm consistently down in Miami consistently. So like because it's still like I'm still based here in a way because ain't nobody got the money for Miami.
Oh yeah, no, that's
nobody. I don't have money for Miami.
Yeah, that's
so it's a little steep. Yeah. So poor Charlotte's still.
So you said gas money?
Miami
money.
Yeah,
gas
so
money.
$80 in gas, $2,300 rent.
Yeah.
But so I had a fitting. They had a crud ton of clothes, and I had to go through I had to go through so many outfits, and I had to take pictures, send them to like Weight Watchers up in New York City, make sure that they're liked, like make sure, and then even by the time I came for on set, they still weren't like 100% about like outfits and everything. Yeah. So there was breakfast, there was lunch, there was snacks. Yeah, so there was a whole snack table. There was like a food truck. She brought us like like smoothies and stuff. I got my nails done on set. And then they started with the makeup. They did like, you know, making sure all the outfits are and everything. Cool. And then just being on like a huge production like set is kind of crazy. And then you have to take directions from the directors. Right. There's 2 directors, you know, you're listening. Okay, we'll do this, like move your head a little bit, like don't laugh too big. And like, so I'm in like one room and like the Weight Watchers company, like all the people that like set up all this are in the other room watching me on another TV screen. Like this is what we like more. We don't like this. We need this. Like, so like don't laugh too much, don't smile a bit too big, like smile a little less. So it's like it's a huge thing. It was very nerve-wracking. Really? And it went all day. I got there at 6 a.m. and I didn't leave until 7:30 at night.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So, and was it just you shooting or like everybody, the whole commercial? Like,
so it was two girls. It was me and my friend Savannah. Okay. So she shot her half in the beginning, and then I shot my half in the end. So like it was 2 separate commercials they did at once, but but one commercial for each person.
Oh wow, that's super dope. Yeah. Oh yay, cool. And so like another thing, kind of piggybacking off of those bigger opportunities and everything. Did you have like a lot of support going to those bigger opportunities? Like, have you had a support system that's helped you kind of grow along your career, or?
I think my mom and my dad, like, they really support me in anything I do. They really can't have a say because I'm so strong-minded that I'm just like, I don't care.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it anyway.
I've been through enough from you too. Thank you. But no. So like they've always been supportive. I think they were a little off easy at first because like I was doing shoots to like justify the sexualization of, you know, photography and like modeling and stuff. So I was doing like topless ones with just like covering myself. They didn't really like that, and I was like, I know that you guys don't like this, but like imagine if you see me in a magazine one day for Sports Illustrated, because that's actually another way that I got into this was doing Sports Illustrated. So I'm like, I could have to be topless in that. Like you're gonna have to get used to it. Like what if I'm on the magazine cover and it's all over like the like the United States.
Yeah.
But after that, they kind of got over it. They were just like, oh, and then they actually
Yeah.
saw like how bad I wanted it and like saw that I was actually pursuing it.
Isn't that crazy? Once they see that you're like serious about it, they're like, oh.
And that
okay,
comes from like all my whole family all around.
yeah.
They were super like some of the rest of my family were just like, we don't like that. Be a nurse. And I was like,
be a nurse is crazy.
Be cool. Be so for real.
That's everybody's go-to. Do something in the medical field.
Yeah, they're like, be a nurse or a cosmetologist, and I'm like, okay.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's super dope though. To just be strong-minded like that and just be like, I know what I want to do and like what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
So what was the point where you could, like, did you visualize yourself and see yourself where you were going to be before you were actually there?
Yeah, like I did. Like I was just more or less like, I will do this. Like I don't care what anyone says. Like I will model. Like, you know, if it has to give me my left arm, if I have to give up my left arm and leg, like I will model. Like I don't care. Like I fucking repeat myself like 6 times on that. Sorry, we can edit that out.
I don't care, I'm modeling. I don't care, I'm modeling. I don't care.
Jesus Christ, I want to spit everywhere.
It's fine. It blends in.
Yeah, no, so what was the question?
Modeling, seeing yourself, you're just strong-willed, strong-minded.
Yeah.
With a dream.
I just was like, yeah.
You had a dream.
I'm doing it.
And you followed it.
Yeah.
And then so another thing that we kind of mentioned was...
You had a dream and you followed it. Thank you, Martin Luther. I appreciate that.
Thank you very much. That was Elvis. For you.
For all of you in the back who don't know.
Bro, so okay, so you're the first girl on here too, which is crazy. Because, and I kind of mentioned this a little bit before, but it's so hard to find a woman who like do things. Like, you know, who have like a craft that they really love and doing it. It's very hard to find that.
Especially in this small town.
Yes, especially in this area, it is a struggle to find women who are powerhouses, you know, and I think that we need more of that, I feel as though, especially coming from different areas, especially like this area, just honestly between like Sarasota to like Punta Gorda, this whole strip, there's just not any of that, you know?
Yeah, I definitely think like growing up, like in high school wise, like we were definitely like, oh, well, it's either one thing or another. Like, we really can't do much. Like, times are changing now.
Right.
So, like, luckily, like, I was kind of ahead of it and was like, okay, like, I want to be an entrepreneur. Like, I don't want to go to, like, a 9 to 5. Like, I don't want to do that at all. And I think in a small town, everybody kind of just gets comfortable, too. I think that's also a problem.
I'm like, I am not having babies, yo.
Bitch!
No.
Delete
No.
Where's distortion?
That was actually my birth control alarm. It was called fetus deletus.
Oh, I say it all the time.
Fetus deletus.
Listen,
was my birth control.
This is how I look at it.
Oh Jesus!
And like, I have no problem with like. I think kids are great. Like I'm a
no, yeah. Just
I'm a Cancer.
Not for me right now.
I'm motherly by nature.
Yeah, just not for me right now.
But
I assume.
Well, the thing is like we're so young. Like you have 18 years. Granted, right? The first 18 years. They're for growing up and actually like maturing and finding out who you are and where you want to go in life. Like
I feel like it's more than just 18
Even,
years.
yeah. But like, okay, 20. Let's give it to 20, right? So like you have up to 20 to actually like grow up because at the end of the day, when we're growing up, like we're not who we want to be. We're who our parents want us to be.
Right.
And like by the time we're 20, we kind of have a mindset of like, all right, like, I agree with you, Mom and Dad, but I also don't agree with you, which I very much learned, especially with my mom. I'm like, me and my mom don't see eye to eye as much as we used to because I have my own opinion.
Yeah.
So that's my thing is, like, up until 20, like, we're growing to be the people that we want to be, not what our parents want to be. And from 20 to 30, I want to be selfish.
Right.
Bitch.
Right.
I want to be selfish as heck.
Right.
Because I only have 10 years. Think of it this way. Like, granted, like, we'll live to, like, 75, right?
Sure.
Maybe if we're lucky. And work till 70. But we live till 75, right? Like, you have 10 years to be selfish because the rest of the time is going to be like, you're going to have to get a house and settle down. Like, you don't have to, but it's also like, once you have kids, your selfishness
goes into your kids.
Yeah, you know, and that's totally okay.
Yeah.
Totally respect that. But the first 10
100%.
years, which is 20 to 30, I want those years for me.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
I want to build me to
I get that.
help build my kids.
I get that for sure.
So,
I get
like,
that.
I'm by 30, I mean 35.
It's just that small town mindset where they're like, so are you having babies or you're gonna be a nurse?
Yeah. Yeah, literally.
Like,
are you a stay-at-home mom or are you a cosmetologist / nurse
slash like
whatever
what are
else.
you doing? Yeah.
Server.
So today's podcast is sponsored by I Dig Photo, which is a visual studio that provides photography and videography services for all your events such as weddings, networking events. It also provides different commercial services such as aerial photos, 360 photos, and panoramics. Thank you so much for sponsoring today's episode. So, what's like your end, like some of your end goals or bigger goals that you have that you are working towards currently?
So my biggest goal, where I know in my head that like I've officially made it, is shooting a campaign with Target.
Okay.
So a lot of people is like, oh, I want to be on Vogue and stuff, and I'm like, no.
Target, baby.
I know where I am, and I know where I place myself, and it is not on Vogue or a runway.
Yeah.
I want commercials. So like basically
Right.
like just once I'm on Target and I'm hanging in the store on a campaign and a big poster board where people from my town here, little girls can look up and be like, oh, like I can look like that.
Yeah, that's
like,
dope.
I want that.
Yeah.
Like I want it, and that's how I've always been. So like it's obviously gotten a little different throughout the years. Like, you know, body positivity is spread so much more now. So it's a lot easier to do that, like with as a younger self. Like it's a lot easier to see people and like compare and be like, oh, I look like that. But I still want to be that person that like someone younger than me, like my niece looks up to me, and I appreciate that because like that's what I want. I want to be looked up to, like for
the positive.
Yeah.
For the positive that you're trying.
My mouth
to,
not so much.
I feel like some of the things I say, no.
But yeah, so Target would be like the main goal.
Right.
Sports Illustrated, if that works out, I've done it a few times, like trying out, and I've gotten pretty far in it. I just kind of put it on the back burner for right now while I can focus on everything else.
Super
Skims,
cool.
you know, stuff like that. People, like things like basically campaigns.
Yeah. That's super dope though. Super
yeah.
cool. Do you have a last thing we'll probably touch on? Any crazy like stories from when you've been like doing shoots, or like weird encounters that you've had with people, or any like insider things that you've learned now that you're like actually doing it that you're like, ooh, I didn't think this was gonna be like this.
Oh my god, I'm still learning so much.
Yeah,
like I still feel
100%.
so like out of the bubble, like when it comes to modeling too. Like, and I even when I go to set, like notice a lot of people are really nice. Like models, it doesn't matter. Like I know like they have like a stigma of like not being nice, but everyone is really sweet when it comes down to it. But I'm trying to think, like, I don't know. Every time I'm shooting out in public, though, people have always got something to say. Like, they're always, like, hooting and hollering, especially the old men. They've always got something to say. So, really, like, encounter-wise, like, it's not been too bad, actually, so far.
Yeah. Oh. What's been, like, one of your craziest, like, shoots? Have you ever had, like, a shoot where you're just, like, were very, like, on the go, or very, like, proud of yourself for, or besides the Weight Watchers?
Yeah. Honestly, not yet.
Okay.
Like, I'm still working.
That's good. That's like
still working to
to
it.
be continued.
Yeah, to
for
be
sure.
continued. Yeah, definitely.
Good.
Everything, what's meant to be will be.
Yeah.
You know, I have a few like mantras that I go to. You know, I'm always in the right place at the right time, talking to the right people, saying the right things, doing the right thing.
Carry on.
And like I've lived by this. I went through heck and back to get signed to an agency. Like I lived in LA for a little bit. Came back. I lived in LA for 3 months. Came back to a huge hurricane. Like got flooded into my house. Like 2022, I was ready to call it all quits. Like I was ready to throw in that towel and be like, deuces. Like about to be a nurse.
And have 3 babies.
No. But and then like I ended up just being like, I just want like what's meant to be will be. Like I just tried to like wash myself of all that and just look at it from a positive side, because I was in such a negative headspace back then. My grandma had passed away, so that really had a big trauma on me too. Like, you know, I put everything aside for a while when she passed away.
That was
life thing. Exactly. Life happens. My grandma passed away super quickly, and I fell into a really bad depression state. Like, you know, I just didn't see myself doing what I wanted to do. I wasn't going out and like shooting anymore. Like I was working all the time. I was just trying to keep my mind busy on my off my grandma. But then I got into like such a bad headspace that I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm not doing anything I want to do.
Right.
And following out of that year, I was just like, leave all that in the past. Like, what's meant to be will be. If I'm meant to have this, 2 months later, I got signed to an agency.
Nice.
And I started booking jobs. And I booked like 12 jobs my first year, which is really huge for a person who like just got signed.
God is good.
So I'll be on the curvy, little costumes. So like I shot with Spirit. I've been shooting with Spirit a lot, Spirit Halloween. So I'll be on that, and then hopefully shooting with Spencer's next.
Nice. Cool.
I'm waiting to hear like a few callbacks from like an amusement park. Cause I'm not gonna say anything, but amusement park commercial. A furniture store commercial. Yeah. A few other commercials and stuff. Which
super dope.
Yeah.
I'm trying to lean into that a little bit myself eventually. That's definitely one of my goals is to get with an agency as well, so I can do. I'm the same thing. I'd rather do commercials than a runway shoot.
Yeah.
Like I 100% would rather do that. You know? And I know that that's something I'm good at doing is being on camera, on videos, stuff like that. So, but dude, super dope. Super. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
No, absolutely.
Cool.
No, I just think again, you're the perfect fit. Like you literally really have grinded for years at perfecting your craft and
still not
trying
done.
to make it. Yeah, not even close to being done. And so trying to make it your own and trying to really pursue it, and that's so important. And it's so important to highlight that because it shows people that you can do it too, like, it doesn't matter where you come from, doesn't matter, your age,
talking to him, I was like, you can't do it.
Sorry to the guy behind the camera. Yeah, you got it. But you can do it too. You can chase your dreams, doesn't matter where you come from, doesn't matter your background. If you have a vision, you have a dream, you can make it happen with the right mindset, persistency, and work ethic. So definitely, that's always the goal. But thank you again for coming.
Thanks for having me.
And make sure you go check all of her stuff out. Tell the people where to find you.
At Meighan WRIGHT. So it's Meighan Wright. It's on Instagram and on TikTok. So yeah, that's where you find me.
Cool. Go check her out. Give us some love. Give the page powerfulmind.official some love. Give her some love. And we'll see you next time. Peace.